Okay, we're continuing in Shari Kedusha from the first chapter. First part of first chapter. This chapter, what happens, is going to explain what happens when a person does Avira, what happens to his neshama. Achas mikol mitzvahs hashasa mitzvahs ashelosasena. I can explain to you the danger, the damage that's going to be caused if a person goes over one of the mitzvahs, of the shasa mitzvahs of losasena. There are 365 mitzvahs that we commanded not to do, losasa as they're called. Or we're also going to explain the damages of what happens when a person goes against one of the mitzvahs that he's supposed to do, like putting on tefillin or saying Kriya Shema, that we're commanded to do. Noda el Baalei Mada. Now, the people, scientists, know, or people, intelligent people, ki gufa adam einenu adam atzmo mitzad haguf. The body of a person is not what we call a person. The person is not his body. Because that's called the flesh of a person, the physical body of a person. We don't call him the person. We see a pasuk that Hashem dresses us up in skin and bones and flesh, meaning that we are something more deep than that. Vod ksiv, al-basar adam li-yisach. Also it says, al-basar adam li-yisach. You should not anoint yourself with the Shemen Mishcha, I think it's speaking about, on the basar, on the flesh of a person. Not on the person itself. You can't anoint a person. You anoint the flesh of a person. So, ha'adam ha'pnimius, we mean to say here, is that the adam is something more deep than just the body. Aval ha'guf, the body, however, is a dress up, clothing, so to speak, for the neshama. And that was what the body, the nefesh hasichlis, the intelligent nefesh, dresses itself up inside the body. The nefesh hasichlis is the part of the neshama, we call it sometimes consciousness or intelligence, that dresses itself, that lives inside our bodies. It is the lowest, one of the lowest parts of the neshama. It's called the nefesh hasichlis. We also, when a person dies, the nefesh hasichlis, the intelligence and the consciousness continues to go. We're going to discuss more about this later in the later chapters of exactly defining nefesh hasichlis and differentiating between other parts of the nefesh that are inside the body, that dress up inside the body. So here's called nefesh hasichlis. It's called consciousness, called intelligence. Asher hi ha'adam atmo, that is the person. Odo ba'olam hazeh, in this world. The person in this world is this conscious intelligence. V'achar ha'ptira yufshat me'alav ha'levush hazeh v'yislamish b'levush zach v'naki ruchani. Now, after a person dies, he's going to leave this physical body, his consciousness and intelligence is going to leave his body and dress itself up in something in a much more spiritual type of body and much more not a physical body. As it says, Hasiru habegadim atzorim v'tislamish oschom machzelos. This body, this new body that we get when we die, is not really like, it's not all like the physical body. We do not live in a physical sense. I mean, our physical body doesn't live, but our neshama does. This neshama, we're going to have our neshama is going to have a clothing, so to speak, to exist in. Our consciousness is going to have a sort of a body, but not a physical one. We're going to explain also this we're going to discuss in later chapters. Just like the clothing of a person is going to be made in the form of a body, meaning your shirt is in the form of your upper body and your pants are in the form of your lower body, and the arm sleeves are fit to shape the shape of the arms, and so on and so forth. So too, so too Hashem made the body is a guf shul levush hanefesh v'tavnis dukun hanefesh. Hashem made the body also in the form of the nefesh. Now what is that? Ramach Ivarim Lehem Shesagidim Hamikashim Sarvarim. The nefesh has, Ramach Ivarim has 248 limbs of the nefesh, meaning of the neshama. Lehem Shesagidim. And that also has, the nefesh also has a 365 gidim, which are either veins or sinews or nerves. These are called gidim. Hamakashrim Ivarim, and they attach the Ivarim. Lahamshich Ayodam Alideh Ayodam Hadam Vachius Meiver Ever Kedimim Tzinors. Now these gidim transfer blood and other types of electrical pulses from one part of the next to the body. That's what connects the different parts of the body is the gidim. They are like tzinors, like pipelines. V'achitzias haguf. Now the body is created in this form, and also the neshama is created in the same form. Has Ivarim, and it has also gidim, which transfer chiyus and life force or energy from one place to the next inside the neshama. Now, we're mentioning in a few places the idea of the nefesh. Nefesh sometimes is referred. We also generally refer to the neshama. Sometimes the words are interchangeable. Here he's not necessarily referring to just the nefesh, but also the nefesh. Okay, after Hashem created the body has again 365 gidim, 365 sinews and veins and nerves. The major ones, so not counting every single little one. Obviously, those are millions and millions of veins. We're talking about the larger ones. And the nerves, the main nerves, they're defined, however they are defined in the Torah as 365. Now, after Hashem made the body, He made, which has, He put in kolobo, nafach bo nefesh chaya. He invested in it, gave it over a nefesh chaya, a live spirit. Kol ramach ivarim ruchnim, which has inside of it 248 ivarim, like we said, limbs, 248 limbs of the nefesh, and 365 gidim, which bring the energy from one place to the next. And they dressed up inside the 248 limbs and the 365 sinews and nerves gidim of the body. Then now the nefesh today, the way we are alive, the nefesh has these exactly the same amount of parts and the same type of parts, just in a spiritual sense, as same parts as the guf, and the parts of the nefesh are mislabesh. They dress themselves up inside the parts of the guf, and they act on the guf, they act on the body like a garzon, like an axe in the hands of a wood chopper, meaning a tool that the nefesh has to use. The nefesh can move the hands and think with the brain and move with the body. And the proof for this is the proof for this is that the body will not act when the nefesh is not inside of it. Ayin rov ozen shamas, the eye sees and the ears hear when a person is alive. When the nefesh leaves, then chashchu harus be'aruvos v'nisbatlu kol achushim me'ramach ivarim. Then all of the senses leave from the ramach ivarim. So basically what was said is, the main point is that the nefesh or neshama has the same amount of parts as the body. There are two types of parts. There's ramach ivarim. The body has ramach ivarim, which parallel the 248 mitzvahs aseh, the positive commandments that we have, and also has shesagidim, 365 parts of our body that are called sinews or veins and nerves, and the nefesh also has these exact amount of parts. We're going to explain in the next year. We're going to explain how the nefesh is affected through doing mitzvahs by these parts, and how positively and negatively if a person does not do these mitzvahs.